Hello valued viewers, I hope you're all doing very well. It's a very exciting time in Sea Power because we've just had two new 1970s/1980s aircraft carriers with their associated air wings added again in high fidelity. Today we're going to make them fight against each other. First, from Skyblazer, we have HMAS Melbourne here, one of Australia's 3 conventional aircraft carriers, and one of Britain's many aircraft carriers. We have HMS Invincible here. HMAS Melbourne started life as a British ship. In 1945 commissioned HMS Majestic, the flagship of the Majestic class aircraft carrier. Going to Australia in 1955 and rechristened HMAS Melbourne. Weight around 20,000 tonnes. For the British, HMS Invincible, at about 22,000 tonnes, she was commissioned in 1980. She was the lead ship of the 3 Invincible class carriers and of course made famous by the Falklands War, of which she was one of 2 carriers with Hermes serving in that war. Invincible will be guarded by 2 Type 42 Sheffield class destroyers, and Melbourne will be escorted by 2 Adelaide class frigates. Why did I choose the Type 42? Well, I recently found out that when Australia in the 1970s was planning to replace its Darien class escorts, it first considered the British Type 42 destroyer, but then changed its mind and went with the American Oliver Hazard Perry class, hence the similarities between the Adelaide and the Oliver Hazard Perry. Next, we need to go into the details, so let's start with Invincible. As you can see, it's a custom model, so it hasn't been kit bashed from American LHAs. It is a proper model of Invincible, which is great. In terms of her defence, as per real life, she has 20 Sea Dart missiles, surface to air, surface to surface from that launcher there, as well as that 70 chaff. Her air wing can be changed, but as default, 12 Sea Harrier FRS-1, so that's the first variant of the Sea Harrier. They can be equipped air-to-air with L Mark Sidewinders ×2 or 4 configuration. She can also have 2 Sea Eagle medium to long range anti-ship cruise missiles, strike a mixture of bombs, sidewinders and guns. Of course, they were equipped with 30mm cannon. We've got Strike Heavy with more bombs. We've got Seed with the AS-37 Martel air-to-ground missile, close air support with rockets and more bombs, more rockets and bombs, and a ferry configuration. Also, we have anti-submarine. Sea King has 5. The Americans know this as the Sikorsky SH-3, by the way. 6 of those in an ASW configuration with Stingray ASW torpedoes and Jezebel Dyfar buoys. And finally, Sea King AEW, something developed during the 1982 Falklands War, with a Marconi radar attached to allow Sea King to act as early warning, up to 4 of those. In terms of escort, 2 Type 42 Sheffield class, featuring 22 GWS-30, so that's Sea Dart range, about 50 miles, maybe a bit more. Shorad 32 GWS-25 Sea Wolf, range about 5 miles. MM-38 surface-to-surface Exocet missiles, 22 miles, Mark 46 ASW torpedoes, and 4.5-inch naval gun, and Seawiz ×2. Over to Melbourne. Unlike the 1980s Invincible, she is actually a 1940s carrier, just post-World War II, so no guided missiles. Instead, batteries of 40mm Bofors cannon. Again, high fidelity model, which is great to see more and more models being added, which means we can do cool battles like this, viewers. Now we've got Invincible, we can do more Falkland stuff, so let me know which battles you want to see. In terms of her air wing, the Australians at the time ran A4G Skyhawk, up to 8 of them, various configurations. The sidewinders they had would be the B models, so very old variant. In different configurations. Strike, we can add 500-pound bombs, more bombs, anti-ship would be bombs, and Zuni rockets, and you can have other configurations of that. As well as that, we have S2 trackers, an interesting anti-submarine and AEW aircraft. ASW, we can have Mark 46 and Dyfar American buoys. And I've just seen depth charges. Wow, depth depth charges. We've got depth charges now. Something I've always wanted in sea power. And they have their Wessex helicopter, which of course Britain had as well, in a configuration of anti-submarine warfare with Stingray. I didn't realise the Australians had Stingray and Jezebel. That's interesting, viewers. So, 2 light carriers ready to go at it with their air wings. Escort ships, Adelaide, based on the American 1970s Oliver Hazard Perry, featuring 32 SM-1 medium-range missiles. I believe that's the Block 1, range about 25 miles, so much less than the medium to long-range Seawolf on the British vessels, but featuring a more potent and longer-range surface-to-surface weapon, the American Harpoon, range 65 miles. We all know about that. ASW is not important today. We do have 76mm naval gun, of course, and Seawears amidship stern. And those are today's combatants. We're going to do a 100-mile battle. I'll control the British, AI will control the Australians. In terms of predictions, well, let's be honest, this is a 1980s CSG, whereas this is what, a 1960s to 1980s CSG, with less technology, especially from the carrier and her air wing. So Britain are definitely going to have the advantage, but you know what, we've seen so many weird results in sea power. I'm not going to predict anything, I'm not going to plan anything, I'm just going to play it live and we'll just see how we get on. Welcome in, 100 miles between sides. I'm allowing myself the benefit of being able to see the Australians to begin with. There's not much point of hiding them because I made the mission, so I know where they are anyway, but they will have to find me and they probably won't struggle with that. Because I'm so confident about winning this, I'm going to let the Australians start first, and that allows us to see some of the cool ship animations as well. Looks like the tracker's getting on the steam catapult first, of which it has one, of course, the S2 tracker, an ASW and early warning aircraft, interestingly used by the Argentinians in the Falklands War. 2 of them were used to do long-range recce's for reporting the positions of ships. Those positions were then relayed back to the Super-Attendard squadrons, which used those coordinates to launch their MM-38 or 39, I should say, air-launched Exocet missiles, which sunk several British ships. So the S2 tracker directly responsible for sinking British ships in 1982. Melbourne, as far as I'm aware, had no actual combat. I believe it was involved in some controversial ship-to-ship collisions. Don't know much about it, so please let me know. Wessex is going up now. There's no point of them going up really because they're only going to be used for ASW, and of course there's no submarines, but I know that. AI does not know that, but we'll get some airborne just to see them. Go Wessexes. Right, I need to concentrate myself now, I guess. So let's get stuck in. Let's double check the condition of our ships. Radars are on. Check. Weapons free. Good. Check one of our escorts to make sure it's the same. And it is. Back to the carrier. Start with the air wing. So, air wing up. What do we want first? Well, at some point they're going to launch their Skyhawks we need to defend. So why don't we have Sea Harriers? Sea Harrier FRS-1s always operated in pairs, so let's go with pairs. This is the famed 800 Naval Air Squadron, by the way. Let's have a heavy air intercept where they carry 4 Lima Sidewinders. The first version of the FRS-1 could only carry 2 Sidewinders, but the shortfalling was noticed obviously during the war when several ran out of Sidewinders, and it was quickly retrofitted to carry 4 Sidewinders on the 2 pylons. So let's get that done as well. Alright. 2 pairs of 800 Naval Air Squadron on their way. They will pick it kind of here and here, and they can jump on any, or maybe a little bit further, they can jump on any incoming hostiles. Next I'm going to need AEW up, so I'm going to want a Sea King AEW. The Sea King AEW was literally designed and made during the 1982 Falklands War, when obviously a massive need for early warning was demonstrated by the destruction of several of our ships. We had no AEW during that war. The first one did arrive on HMS Invincible, I believe, 2 weeks after the last Argentinian attack, and I will shut up now. Getting that airborne. Right, next, I don't think we want to start thinking about anti-shipping, but up it goes on the ski ramp. Go. If it looks like a small carrier with relatively limited ability. Well, it was all about creating, or shall I say replacing, an aging, expensive, large carrier fleet with a small, cheap to run, cheap to build fleet of 3 Invincible class carriers with cheap air wing of Sea Harriers and various helicopters. That was what the idea was. We were in the middle of decommissioning most of our large carriers and recommissioning these carriers when the Falklands War happened, and we were caught with our pants down because we only had 2 carriers with almost no Sea Harriers, which were only just coming out of the factory pretty much in 1982. What was going through that guy? So yeah, really interesting history going on here. And again, I promise I will shut up. Oh, and the baby just jumped in. Ring, ring. That's the phone, William. Yes, hello. Right, thank you very much. I'll turn that off, shall I? Right, well, there you go, viewers. Live interruption by the baby. Unpause. Right, up he goes. In terms of the HASs, ASW helicopters, it's just a waste of carrier deck time, so we're not even going to touch that. Obviously, there are no submarines. How are the Skyhawks going to come in? Well, I don't know. Let's just see what happens, I suppose. First, Sea Harriers going up. We've got Kestrel 1 and for some reason Kestrel 3. So let's set Kestrel 1 up here. You go there, please. You go, you don't, yes you do have a radar, so turn your radar on. Sea Harriers of course had Blue Fox radar. Weapons type for now, and please go to 20,000 feet up there. Let's have Kestrel 3, you're going to do the same. Radar on, weapons tight over there. You're going to have 20,000 feet. Thank you very much, sir. How have they modelled the Sidewinders? Correctly, look, 2 per outer station. Well done, mod maker. Our AEW helicopter is up. As I said, it was a Marconi radar added into a dome on the Sea King, which could retract for landing and then, like a dipping sonar, turn down for AEW duties. Let's put him just back there. I don't know the range of the Marconi radar. I think it was about 50 miles against a fighter, but it's going to be enough for today, whatever it is. Turn your radar on. Please go up to 3,000 feet and be AWACS. All right. It's not AWACS, is it? It's AEW, but you know what I mean. Well, no Skyhawks in sight yet, so nothing to actually do at the moment. Maybe I'll start thinking about getting my anti-shippers up. I've got 4 FRS-1s left, and I'm, as far as I can think, probably I can use them all as anti-ship, because the 4 FRS-1s already airborne are probably enough to take down the air wing of Skyhawk. So, in flights of 4, we're going to go anti-ship, which of course is going to have 2 Sea Eagle anti-ship missiles, very similar to an American Harpoon. Like I said, no Skyhawk spotted, so either they are not coming and there's going to be a major problem with this battle, or they're going very low and we can't see them yet and out of the distance of the AEW Sea King. Now, the FRS-1 radar had a range of about 40 miles. What was that? Had a range of about 40 miles, but critically, it was not a pulse Doppler radar. It can't look down and see things in a ground clutter. So in fact, in the Falklands War, a lot of the time, they were actually operating very low down, 200 feet, so they could look up to see the Argentinian incursions. And I've just seen a problem. Kestrel 1 has got bugged already. So, ladies and gentlemen, Sea Power, I believe. He should be over there. Fun and games, viewers. Fun and freaking games. Well, I'll try and force him again. Oh, there we go. 20,000 feet, please. Right, hopefully that's fixed him. Still no signs of Skyhawks. Check our AEW is operating. 3,000 feet, I'm pretty sure that's going to be high enough. No, let's pump it up a bit. 6,000 feet. Search is on. Our anti-shippers are getting ready, and they are Kestrel 5 and Kestrel 9. Kestrel 5 is already airborne. Sea Eagle, it looks like it's being played by a MM-39, which is the air-drop version of the Exocet missile in terms of a 3D model. Where do I want to put these guys? I want to put them just out the way for the time being. So you go down there, just stay at that altitude is fine, and just wait, please, with your radars off. Everything seems to be working so far, which is golden. This guy here, no, he's not bugged, he's now working. Right, that's as far as I can do stuff at the moment, so I'm going to speed things up. We are 10 minutes into the sim. No hostiles spotted yet. Still no Skyhawks. Let me double check. I've got my radars on. This guy's turned his radar off, that's annoying. Turn your radar on. Turn your radar on. I think it's time to get the AEW out in front of the fleet, so AEW, let's go forward. a little bit worried now that we're not spotting these Skyhawks. Let's check for more radars. Radar on. I thought I put these on already, but I guess not. Radar is already on. Pause! Wow, what happened there? Somehow, these Skyhawks got all the way through our radars at, wow, 100 feet. Well, there you go, just like the Argentinians did. Worryingly, 24 miles. So they went right past the Sea Harriers, and I guess the fact that the radars cannot look down against ground clutter is being modelled, which is great. The bad news is it means they've beaten our defences, so immediately I'm going to start ordering these guys to attack, you to attack, and then I'll position them a bit lower next time. We've got Sea Dart. It's an interesting missile, air-breathing missile. Actually quite similar to the Rim 8 Talos in the way it looks from the 1950s. It should make short work of these guys. Of course, Skyhawks were shot down by Sea Dart. They were shot down by Sea Wolf as well. I believe one was even shot down by a Sea Cat, which is a pretty miserable missile. None were shot down by Sea Slugs during the 1982 war. Orchestral flight, change of plan. You're going down in the mud. 200 feet. Down. 200 feet. So obviously being up is not going to work, so that was my bad. In fact, maybe some stay high, maybe some go low. Maybe that's the best thing we're going to see. Checking for Skyhawks. No sign of Skyhawk otherwise. For some reason, my anti-shippers have got bugs now. One's gone down here and the rest have stayed up here. That's kind of annoying, but I believe sea power. So let's go down there. Let's go down there, please. Try and get this right. Still no more Skyhawks. Right, let's check our altitudes. Diving to the deck. Check our altitude. Diving to the deck. Picking some electromagnetism up, and here we go. Right. Let's get them. So you go get him. You get him, just like in the Falklands. Pairs of 800 Naval Squadron diving down, trying to take down the Skyhawks. I look forward to my reenactments coming up. Lima model Sidewinder out. Much better weapon than the Skyhawks. Bravo model, and taken down. Good show, my friend. And another one. You get him. All aspect missile, I believe it was the United States' first all aspect Sidewinder. Stand to be corrected on that. Late 1970s. Missed, or just hasn't bothered going to do it. So let's try you. Go. Oh yes, I forgot how annoying this could be. So let's try again. What am I doing wrong? There we go. No, it's just not going to do it. Oh well, it doesn't matter, because you know what? Seawolf's going to do the job anyway. Bit of a beast of a missile this is. Don't know a huge amount about it, but I bet that'll make a great anti-ship weapon. Maybe we'll find out that in a minute. Boom! Shot. Right, let's try and get this guy under control. Cease fire. Go there. You go there. Cease fire. Determined to get this under control. Uh-oh, we've got friendly fire coming in. No, this is a semi-active radar homing missile. It should not attack any friendlies by accident. Although in real life, the Harriers in the Falklands War were not allowed to operate within about 10 miles, maybe a bit further than the ships, because when they did, the ships were not allowed to defend themselves with the missiles, and every Argentinian incursion that happened, here we go again, wow, that's far out, they had to make the decision, missed, whether they were going to allow the ships to fire or allow the Sea Harriers to fire. Right, let's see if we can get this guy working, come on. Missile away. Got that, just like the Falklands, smashy boom boom. Interestingly, the Skyhawks have or have not been given Sidewinders. Don't know. They have not been given Sidewinders, and the same thing happened with the Argentinians in the Falklands. They didn't give their attacking aircraft the ability to defend themselves. They figured that it just wasn't worth the weight penalty, and they were wrong, because it turns out there were many opportunities for the Skyhawks and the Daggers to shoot, to get behind British FRS-1s to shoot them down, so that was one of many mistakes that Argentina made. Right, that's it. Pretty easy, I guess, kind of as we thought it was going to be, right? Here comes another Skyhawk. But we're tracking them all the way back to the carrier group pretty much now. Come on, let's get out there then. Go. Shoot him down. Schieß ihn unter. We can get our anti-shippers a bit closer while the events are happening. More Sea Darts on their way. Owl 1 on his way, on her way, whatever. Ha! Done it again where it refuses to do what I say. You, please, go over there. Right, what have we got going on? Is that going to hit? Sidewinder. Boom. Gotcha. Attack that guy. Boom. 9 miles. Ambitious, but possible for an AIM-9. Maybe not this low down. Oh, he's disappeared off radar. It's because we turned away, look. Boom! Doesn't matter for a Sidewinder. I don't know how many we've killed, by the way. I don't know. Either way, we've pushed them. We've pushed the offence point all the way back to here. That's it. Everything is in place apart from that weird guy up there, but I'll leave him up there. Oh, here we go. More Skyhawks. No, helicopters. Helicopters. Oh, why not? When in Rome. Do as the Romans do. I'm pretty sure that's all the Skyhawks down anyway. Right. In that case, it's just going to be time for our anti-shippers to try and take their vessels out. And I've no idea whether we can achieve it or not. Possibly not. So now, shooting down their Wessexes. I'm a fan of the Wessex. I know it's ugly as hell, but it's kind of a cool helicopter with an interesting history. Boom. Oh. They're also invincible. Try again, shall we? You can go over there. Shoot that guy down. So now, boom, boom. Down you go. Gotcha. Alles kaputt. It's all away. Ah, how about that? Oh well. Bad fusing is what you've got there. Right, let's get our Kestrels on the go now. Distance to target. We are 50 miles away. We're within Sea Eagle range, but I'm not quite happy with that yet, so I'm just going to drag them a little bit better aspect, maybe about there. Oh sweet, that guy's not listening. That doesn't get annoying. Look at that. Right, my cap fighters, I don't need them anymore. You can go home. Turn to base. Orders. Turn to base. Oh, I haven't seen one recover yet. They land vertically in real life. Alright, anti-ship is nearly ready to attack. Information now coming in from Owl. Maybe they don't land vertically. Did they land vertically, viewers? I can't remember. I thought they did. Maybe they land like this. Stobble. Maybe I've just got that completely wrong, viewers. Right, anyway, time for the big attack. So, oh god, the guys are running out of fuel. Right, we've got to do this quickly. Sea Harry had notoriously little, oh god, they haven't got fuel tanks either, little endurance. All the words Sea Eagles, I clicked on the wrong button, I've just realised that's why. Fire your Sea Eagles. You, all the words Sea Eagles, go. Oh, they're going to do it. Oh, they're going to do it. Missiles away. These guys are not obeying and they're running out of fuel. That is most unfortunate. Get it manually done. Well, as ever, we are fighting against the game, but we've got quite a few missiles off. Off they go. Subsonic cruise missile, similar to the Harpoon. Not actually sure who developed it. I haven't read any books on it yet, so I stand to be educated, Viewingtons. I am recovering. Whoosh! Very beautiful. Well done. Right, missiles going in. Anti-shippers, RTB. See the Australian ships. They are set to free fire and they have their radars on with 32 SM-1s. No idea whether they can defend themselves or not. What's their range to us out of interest? Oh, they can't see. I don't know. Got more important things to worry about now as they fire their SM-1s. Come on, Sea Eagle. Be a good Sea Eagle. Miss. Ha ha ha. Naval gunnery doing a thing. Not a single one shot down so far. Travelling at 26 feet, 560 knots. 3 miles, not a single one shot down. How about that? How embarrassing. Goodbye, Majestic / Melbourne. Well, viewers, that was pretty easy, and we predicted it was going to be pretty easy. Our air wing, it was much more modern, much more capable. As well as that, our self-defense weapons, our Sea Dart as compared to SM-1 is just a superior weapon with superior range. It was always going to go one way, but it was a nice battle anyway. What can we follow up with? Well, now we've got Invincible, now we've got FRS-1, we can do some more Falklands War reenactments, maybe even some what-ifs. I wouldn't mind knowing what would have happened if Invincible could have operated closer to the islands. Of course, she was shoved out 160 miles a lot of the time for her own safety. What if she operated 20 miles? What about the exocet threat then? How could she have done better coverage of the San Carlos landings? I don't know. Also, this guy here, it's not a Colossus, it's a Majestic class, but it's very similar to the British Colossus class. So we could also use this as Bienta Cinco de Mayo, which was the lone Argentinian carrier operating in 1982. She had 8 A4 Qs rather than A4 Gs, but essentially the same bird with the same weapons. So for the first time we can actually do some 1982 Falklands Bienta Cinco de Mayo operations. What if she didn't pull out of the battle? Because she did, she pulled out of the battle. What if she attacked? Out of interest, she did actually try and attack, but weather stopped her, along with malfunctions with the tracker aircraft. Anyway, I must stop talking. I can talk forever about this war. I hope you enjoyed it, and bye-bye.